So this video is about the heart chakra, known as the fourth chakra, the fourth energy center. So I've gone through the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, and then this is the heart, the energetic heart. And remember, the chakras are energy centers, so we can't say exactly like where they are in the body, but the heart chakra sits kind of here and actually very close to the spine. So the chakras are said to be located kind of along the spine and close to the spine. So the heart chakra is, if you're familiar with the Mahabharata, which is an ancient Hindu spiritual text, there's various characters, and one of the characters is known as Bhim, and he's one of the Pandav brothers. And Bhim is known for his physical strength. He's said to have the strength of 1,000, it could even be 10,000 elephants. And Bhim is he's the strongest of the brothers. And he is actually a symbol for the heart chakra. Yeah? Because the heart chakra is the most powerful of all the chakras. It's said to have 1,000 times the power of all the other chakras. So it's an extremely powerful center, and it's the center that really we want to try and direct energy to. So we want to try and bring energy up from the root all the way up into the heart, so that we can act and come from the heart in everything we do. Yeah, it's also known as our internal North Star. If we're guided, if we're directed by our heart, then we said that we'll never go wrong in life. We'll always do the right thing for us and the right thing for society, for others. Now, the heart chakra relates to things like life purpose, love, connecting to others, giving, receiving love, being able to accept love from other people, being able to really give to others from a place of selflessness. So really being able to serve, yeah? And it's said that when we fall into that energy of service and really selfless service, our heart becomes magnetized, we become really powerful and centered and balanced. And because it's the most powerful center, the most magnetic center, the more you come from service, the more you come from your heart, the more you start to attract what is right for you. So really, when we think about it, the heart is founded in the energy of love. If everything we do, all our actions come from love, we energize the heart. Yeah, we energize our own heart. And when we do that and we come from love and we come from service, we start to attract everything we need. So that is what the heart stands for, what it relates to. How do you know if you have a heart chakra that's out of balance, or someone else who has a heart chakra that's out of balance? The most common sign is a person who is extremely selfish. Selfishness, right? Really only caring about yourself, really only caring about your own motive, your own interests, shows a closed or a blocked heart chakra. Now, the other thing that I see that happens quite commonly is the heart chakra can become quite blocked by grief. So if you've had a really big loss in your life, because grief comes, we feel grief because we really loved someone or something that we've lost. And because grief is so painful for us when we lose something, if we don't process that grief properly, that pain, because it comes from love, right? And actually grief is an emotion they say that we shouldn't try to bypass. We should actually process and go through grief. But unhealed grief, grief that we haven't actually processed properly, can block the heart. So another symptom, another sign is if you've had a recent loss and you are processing grief, you may need to be really gentle with yourself and really gentle with your heart, and give your heart everything it needs actually to heal. And what does your heart need to heal? Usually a lot of love and a lot of self-love. So that's the other thing the heart chakra relates to, is self-love. And actually a really balanced self-love. So not a self-love that is like, look at me, I'm so great, I'm the best. right? A self-love that's very deep and internal and inside of you. And if you can think of a time in your life where you felt that feeling of self-love, truly felt self-love, what happens? Or even when you're really in love, yeah, what happens? When you feel that feeling like you're just vibrating at the level of love, you actually want to give to others because you feel so full, right? You feel like you've got everything you need. You feel just so content, and so your cup feels so full, and then all you want to do is give and serve. Yeah, you might have just even had moments in your life like that where you felt really, really full, really, really content, and actually feel very connected to yourself, or just really connected to that emotion of love. All you want to do is give and share. Yeah, it even relates to our life purpose. What happens when we find our purpose? All we want to do is share that. All we want to do is give to others, because we feel so full when we live our purpose and give to others from a place of purpose. And that's why the heart chakra is so important. Yeah, in spiritual practices and spiritual philosophy, regardless of religion, they all pretty much say the same thing. Connect to your purpose, love others, love yourself, and if you do what you love and you do what you're here to do, you actually make the world a better place naturally. You actually start to uplift others because you're sharing your gifts, you're sharing what you're here to do. And as a result, your emotions become really balanced. You start to attract more love. You start to give more love, but you start to attract more love. And actually the most powerful energy for manifestation is love. The more you feel and resonate at the energy of love and purpose and self-love, you start to attract what you need and what you want. All manifestation always comes back to self-love, feeling more self-love. Okay, so if your heart chakra is balanced, you'll be somebody who's very connected to your emotions. You'll be somebody who can express and give love very easily. You'll probably be somebody who really lives on purpose. You probably live your values every day or regularly. You probably feel really connected to what you do. You'll have good relationships where you can express how you feel. You will probably have healthy relationships as well. So you'll know when to give, but you won't overgive. So that's a balanced heart. You'll also feel very internally strong. Chances are you'll have a good posture. You'll be quite nice and upright, right? Because the heart, it's a physical energy center. So when it's balanced, we tend to sit up straight. We feel strong, internally strong in ourselves. And that person who is really grounded and centered in the heart is so powerful, right? So if you imagine Bhim, just being this warrior, being this really strong man who was very grounded in his heart. Yeah, very grounded in his heart center. He always did what was right, and he used his strength for good. Okay, so that's a really balanced and powerful heart. The heart actually gets blocked, as I said, by selfishness, and we can go into selfishness when we have imbalances in the chakras below, which govern fear. So if there isn't enough energy coming and flowing up from the root, from the sacral up to the solar plexus, then actually we don't have enough energy going into the heart. So the heart doesn't feel magnetic, it doesn't feel energized, it starts to close down because it's not getting enough energy. If you imagine fuel coming up, right? Fuel passing up a pipe, an energetic pipe, it needs energy to fuel it, for it to feel magnetic, for it to feel powerful. Okay? So the heart becomes we become selfish. We close down what we truly feel. We don't say what we think. We don't express our emotions, right? Especially our positive emotions. And we can actually start to feel very lonely and depressed. So depression, without oversimplifying or trying to, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist, and I'm not claiming that I can diagnose depression. However, it can be a sign, if you have feelings of depression, that there's a disconnection from the heart center and from the heart energy. And it's something really to work with. A lot of yoga, a lot of meditation is designed to energize the heart. So there's a few things I'll say to caution you though. Because the heart is so sensitive and so powerful, when you're doing a lot of heart opening practices, you can become very sensitive to the energies around you. So if you are doing a lot of, say, heart opening yoga, or even if you're very engaged in bhakti, which is known as the yoga of love, the yoga of service, the yoga of love. It's a very heart-centered yoga or practice. If you aren't balanced or grounded in the lower chakras, or you're not protecting your energy, you're around the wrong people, you can actually start to become really sensitive and start to take in very easily negativity. Yeah, so you've got to be quite protective if you are doing a lot of heart opening exercises and you aren't protecting yourself enough, or you're not grounded enough. Okay, really important to protect that energy if you are opening it up quite a lot, because obviously we have influences around us that are not necessarily always positive. For example, if you're doing a lot of heart opening yoga and you surround yourself with someone who's very negative, if your energy is very open and you're new to this stuff, that negativity will start to rub off on you a lot more easily than it would normally. Okay, so you've got to be a little bit careful around that. Other signs of an imbalanced heart, a heart that doesn't have enough energy, a lack of self-love. Yeah, so you'll see this and you'll notice this in yourself. If you're very critical of yourself, you're very critical of other people. Yeah, you're very judgmental. It's a sign of a heart that's not working at kind of full capacity, right? It's a sign of a heart that's slightly closed. And what does that do to you? You feel bad, right? You're not empowered. You're not sitting in yourself, in your own power. And people can feel that. People can feel a lack of self-love if that's what's in you, right? Especially because I said the heart is the most powerful center. So when we meet somebody with a very healthy sense of self-love, they'll be very grounded in the heart. In fact, they'll have an energy that we just find so irresistible, so magnetic. But a healthy sense of self-love. Someone who has, a very superficial or a fake sense of self-love will actually sense their energy as not very positive, something we don't want to be around. It can come across as either arrogant or bravado, or just we'll know something about it just isn't real, because that kind of person is not going to be loving towards us. Versus somebody who is really centered and grounded in the heart, they will actually make us feel more love when we're around them. Yeah, they'll radiate that love, and we will actually start to feel more positive, more loving in their presence. If you think of a spiritual teacher who you like listening to, just listening to their voice, just being in their presence often starts to connect us to our purpose, starts to connect us to our heart, starts to connect us to love and possibility. Yeah, I know that I certainly feel that way when I'm around the right teachers. So those are the main things. The colour for the heart is green. If you find yourself very attracted to the colour green, then there could be one of two things going on, right? You might just be very balanced, connected to the heart energy, but you actually could be attracted to the green, because you need to feel more self-love. So it's a really great thing, right? But take that as an indication. If you say green is my favourite colour, although it's lovely that you are connected to and wanting to connect to the heart, notice where you might be not feeling enough self-love, how you can bring more of that into your life. And if you don't like green at all, right, maybe your heart needs some attention and some energy. Yeah, maybe the heart center is crying out for you to connect to it, to connect to your purpose, to connect to self-love, or even for you to start expressing who you truly are to the people around you and to show them more love. Okay, really, really important. Or if you've got unhealed grief, get the support you need. Go and get the therapy, go and get the counselling, like whatever you need to really process that emotion so that the heart can start to open up and to give and receive more love. If you need to find your purpose, yeah, crucial thing. If you haven't found your purpose, you're looking for more purpose, really dedicate some time and energy to doing that. I was so disconnected from my heart before I found my purpose. So disconnected. I lacked self-love. I wasn't kind to myself in my thoughts. because I didn't like my job, right? I didn't like what I did for a living. And because I didn't like what I did for a living, I didn't feel like my work made any difference, you know, in this world. It had an impact on me and my spirit, and I felt it in my heart. Yeah, so I wasn't self-loving to myself, but I also wasn't loving to other people. And that got me so far. But now that I get to live my purpose and I've found it and I've connected to it, people are a lot more drawn to what I say, what I do, and just who I am. You know, I'm not trying. But people feel a lot more love from me than they used to. And that's just a nice thing to give people, right? You can be that person who's just giving a lot more love. And the byproduct, as I said, is you will start to attract what you want, because love is magnetic. Love is the source of the law of attraction. Other things you can do if you feel your heart is imbalanced is yoga. Some really good opening postures for the heart, the physical heart, the Sphinx, the bridge, Cobra. All of those postures are fantastic, really important. Also manage your self-talk. How are you talking to yourself? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Do those people love you? Do they express love to you? Are they good for your heart? Are they good for your energetic heart? Or are they making your heart close down because you're getting into self-protective mode? Okay. Now there are mantras. There's a whole philosophy that goes with each chakra. Yeah. So there's many practices you can do just to focus on the heart if you really are working on opening that center. But biggest piece of advice I would give you now is really start to notice your connection to love and purpose. What is my level of love for myself? What is my level of love for other people? What would life be like if I led with love? Leaned into more of what I love. Yeah? How can I connect to purpose a bit more? How can I really find my purpose, live my purpose? And if I can't do that, how can I live more of my values? How does my heart feel when I do that? Yeah? How can I have more love in my life? Whatever that feeling is for you, however you get that, whether it's from a hobby, whether it's from certain people, chase more of that, feel more of that. It will energize you, but it will also strengthen your internal compass, your internal North Star. Okay? And when we connect to our internal North Star, we actually connect to the North Star of the universe. And it is said we are guided towards our destiny. So I hope you found that useful. This is a very powerful, very deep center. There's a lot to it. But the biggest thing with the chakras is really connect to them, either in meditation, connect to them physically, really think about, connect to your heart, what's inside your heart. What does your heart want to express? Because there's no substitute for this other than feeling and connection. So you get to a point where, for example, now, my heart speaks to me so clearly that when I'm disconnected from it and when there's an issue, I know straight away. And there's only so much time I can lie to myself or lie to my heart energy that it will start speaking to me really loudly and saying, you know what, sort this out. You're not connecting, you're not giving love, you're not expressing your love in the way you are meant to. You're disconnected from your purpose, and then you are off your trajectory, you don't feel good, and you don't feel as supported, you don't attract as much as you normally do. Well, enjoy. This is the mudra for the heart chakra. Okay, there's a whole scientific basis for why we do this. But again, if you're disconnected from your heart, you could even hold this posture 5-10 minutes a day. Just hold that posture, and then very naturally the heart starts to open. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do like, subscribe, comment and share. If you have questions, if there's anything you want to know more about any of the chakras, please do let me know in the comments. And I am Pooja Eldiman. It's been so nice to have you. Thank you for your attention. And I look forward to seeing you for the next video, which will be on the throat. See you later. Bye.